Hello, welcome to another edition of Creative Cooking with Jackson Taylor. That's me. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to do a fish dish. That's right, a fish dish. Gonna eat some codfish, so we're going to be using some codfish today. I've got also some cilantro, some pineapple, some mandarin oranges, roasted red peppers, a little bit of lime, one lime, and some red chili paste, some sweet red chili paste. So those are some of the ingredients we're going to use, along with some salt and pepper for the fish. And it's going to be pretty quick and easy. It's definitely going to be pretty healthy. The only problem that's going to be time-wise is just making sure that the fish is cooked thoroughly. So, all right, shouldn't be too long. It's not a real super thick piece of fish right now, the codfish. So we've tried that, and we're going to put it on the grill. I had thought about for a little bit there with doing like a beer batter on it, but trying to keep some of the calories and things like that down, I decided I would just take and do the George Foreman grill. So I've got the codfish out. What I'm doing is trying to pat it dry somewhat. I just want to kind of pat it pretty dry like that. And then once we get this all done, I've got George already heating up. So once George is heated up, because I want to make sure it's hot. So I'm going to spray it down with some olive oil here, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the fish won't stick. Possibility it might. We'll take that chance. Either way, well, as long as it's cooked, it's going to be delicious, right? Pretty, we'll try, but we'll see what happens. All right, so I'm going to spray down the George. George is already heated up, so we're going to spray him really good. Spray him good. I want a lot of spray there. I'm going to take the codfish, and we're going to take and put some pepper, sprinkle some pepper on there, a little salt, and that's it. Okay, so I'm going to also spray the fish. Trying to do everything I can so that the fish doesn't stick. So spray this side also, and then we're going to put that in there. So while George is cooking the codfish, we will take and make the sauce that's going to go over the top of it. Nothing spectacularly named for this sauce. I have just kind of decided one day to put some things together, and came out really, really good. So that's what we're doing today. All right, so I'm going to take a little bit of the sweet, it's the Thai Kitchen, I use this one, sweet red chili. So you don't want to use a lot of this unless you like it really hot, because it can cause it to be a little spicy, because this is kind of sweet and spicy at the same time. So I'm going to pour some of that in here. You just really want enough to go over the top of the fish. So that's not much there. Probably, let's see. Looking at that, I'm saying probably about 2 tablespoons. Okay. I've already opened up the mandarin oranges. I did a lot of this prep before I started this, because a couple of things I didn't want to do ever when I'm doing these videos. This one was easy, this can, because it went on my electric candle can. This one was the pull type for the pineapple. So I was pulling it, and that's why I thought I'm going to prep this first. There's one of those you got to pull, fight with, and I thought, oh, don't want to really fight with this on a video, nor do I want to slice my hand open on video. So I thought, let's prep ahead of time. That's why we did it that way. All right, so I have got my little handy dandy spatula. I'm just going to throw like a scoop. Let's see. It's only the one piece of fish, so you don't need a whole big jar of sauce or anything to go on top of it. This is just to go on top of the fish and make it taste incredibly delicious. All right, so I got the mandarin oranges. Debating on cutting. I think I'm going to cut them in half, actually. Just don't need a lot of them. That's a little one. Let it go. So I'm going to cut these in half. And while we're cutting these in half, let me see if I can get that into the camera shot easier. I guess, let's see if I do it down like that. Okay, I'll back it up a little bit, you can see. This is why I could use a producer. Makeup artist would be nice, all kinds of things. All right, so back to this. All right, so some of these mandarin oranges, they're already tiny and little enough, just throw them in. I like a lot of the mandarin oranges on my fish, so I'm going to throw in a few of these. That one's big. Okay, give me this one. This one's a big one, so what I'm gonna do has a little pin on it. Let's cut you up. Slice that one up. Okay, so that's it for the oranges. That's all I'm gonna use for that. So got a little, this gives you an idea. So we're gonna stir it up. Stir it up. There we go. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? All right, so we stirred it up. And now I'm gonna add also, only because I love them so much, some roasted red peppers. I think I use roasted red peppers for everything. So I'm just gonna put some on a dish, and then I'm gonna just chop it up a little bit, smaller pieces. Because they're already, these are strips of red pepper, roasted red pepper, I'm just gonna cut it up to smaller pieces. And it just adds a little bit more flavor to it. And then we have 2 more things we're gonna add to this. So put that in there. Got the lime. We're gonna use a little bit of lime juice. So I am going to take this lime and just, I think I'll just make it in quarters. No, I'll just do half. I'm gonna squeeze it right over this thing. Just a little bit of lime juice in there. You can use lemon. I've used lemon. The only reason why I'm not using lemon today is because I didn't have one. And I'm like, I'm not going back to the store. It's too hot. And I'm just being lazy day today. I'm just enjoying a day off. So, all right. So we got the squeeze that lemon juice or lime juice in there. That's done. And then wash my hands. And I'm off in the lime juice. The last thing we're going to do, and I've already rinsed this off too. I have some cilantro. If you do not like cilantro, if you do not like any one of these ingredients, if you don't like them, you don't have to add it. Just skip it. You know, put the things in there that you like. So I do like cilantro. I think it adds a little zip to it. So I'm just going to take and just chop some up in there. Let's take the kitchen shears. We always got some kitchen shears. Okay. Chop, chop, chop. That's it for that. Now I'm going to stir it all up. And it's really, it looks so pretty. Look at the colors. And the flavor is just so amazing. All right, so that's what that looks like. And right to now, let's check this fish and see how it's doing. Please don't stick, please don't stick. Of course it's sticking, always sticking. No matter what I do, it always sticks. That's okay, we got this. Oh, it fell off, so I guess maybe I did spray somewhat of enough olive oil on there so that it would not stick completely. Okay, so that's going to just take a couple more minutes, and then once that is done, then we will just put it on a plate. I'm actually going to try to make it look pretty. We'll see if I can make it pretty or not. I'm going to try. And then it'll be all, put the sauce on it, it's going to be all done. So this is going to be my mandarin orange codfish recipe. And you can always find this by checking out YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Of course, Facebook. All right, so you can check those out. Creative Cooking with Jackson Taylor. That's me. That's what it goes by. You can comment, you can like, check out, there's a contest going on. You can check out the rules and everything on Facebook. That's where you can find that information. There's some cash involved in that. You may like it. And it's just pretty simple and easy. Again, if you can, go on there, like, share, subscribe. I appreciate it. Does not cost anything to subscribe to. Okay, so we're going to do one more thing. Let me grab another plate because I used the one I was going to. All right, so no fancy plates. You know me. You know I'm not going to do, I don't want to do the dishes. I'm not going to make a mess because I don't like cleaning all that up. So we're going to do this nice and easy. Let me see if I can do this and make it pretty. And it'd be really easy to do if this comes out nice. I mean, this is going to be a simple way to do it. I'm just taking some arugula. I put it on the plate. Now, let me unplug the George. The fish should be done. The codfish doesn't really take too long. It's usually about 2 to 3 minutes on each side. And that's probably about it. And even if it's a little bit rare, which is won't be. It's going to continue to cook while it's still hot. So I'm going to take this off the George. See if I can put that there. I'm going to get all the pieces, especially the crispy stuff. I love this part up here where it gets really crispy and crunchy. Okay, and so like I said, this is actually something you can take this fish and do a beer batter dip, which is real simple and easy to make. But if you don't want all the calories, trying to cut some stuff down, then this is the way to go. All right, so we're gonna take our little mandarin sauce here, and we're gonna just spread that on the top. All right, and that's it, folks. That's the whole thing. I'm gonna get you a close-up of this here. All right, see. So there it is. Doesn't that look amazing? And let me tell you what, it tastes absolutely amazing too. Nice, easy, very light. Something you can make after a long, hard day at work. Super easy and quick. So have yourself a great day. Thanks for joining me again for this episode. Again, please go to Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Look for Creative Cooking with Jackson Taylor. That is me. Like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate it. And I wish you the best day ever. Talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.